The last thing that we have to do is put in our name slot, and that is an 1.25 inch slot centered up on the part. This part is 1 inch wide, so I have set my scale to a 1/2 inch. And I happen to know that the slot is 1.25 inches long. Overall part is 3 inches long. Therefore, from each end it should be 8.75 or 7/8 of an inch. So I'm going to set my part to 7/8. And if you're uncomfortable with it, you can do this and just get a little tiny scratch in there. But normally I will do my same process and I'll scratch all the way across both ends. Then I'll extend this part out and I'll do all the way down the center. And I have an area that should give me an idea of where my center, my end mill begins and ends. What we're going to use is calls out for a 5/16 diameter end mill. Just going to put the outside edge to the inside. I'm going to plunge down 1/16 of an inch, mill straight across, pick up, and I am done. Okay, here's the last step in our program. I've got my layout done here. I'm just eyeballing this in. If you want to know how to do the edge finding and come into the center, I've got a separate video for that. You can look up George Love's Edge Finding Secrets, parts 1 through, well, there's only one part to it. So I'm going to go on and clamp this up in here. And tap it down. Notice I'm a little less caring about this one. This is purely aesthetical. I've got a center cutting end mill held in an R8 holder. I'm not using a collet for this, but the collet goes in the same way. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to reach up to the top and I'm going to run the thread all the way down. I've made sure that I am in low gear so that my gear train is working with me on this. And I'm just snugging this down a little bit. I'm going to hold the brake, last little bit, and now that's in good shape. I'm moving you back to the other side so you can see my cut. I have selected my RPM. My actual RPM is way over 1,000. I don't like any of my students going above 1,000 RPM on these knee mills. We tend to beat them to death, so I'm going to eyeball this into the center. I just want to make sure that I am past my start line. I'm going to check my lineup here. I'm looking at it side to side and I look good. I only want to ever move one axis at a time, so I'm going to go on and lock down my Y and my quill. Y axis lock is right underneath the table on the left hand side on these standard knee mills. I'm going to make sure that X is loose. Left it low accidentally, so I'm going to go on and shift it to high. When I shift to high, I always reach up here and grab it and make sure that it shifts it. You see the rotation going the right way now? Again, all I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to make a 1/16 inch cut inside of my scribe lines. I'm going to come up until I touch. And I've touched up probably a little bit heavy on that. I'm going to adjust my collet. I want to see the 0 pop up on top, so I'm going to loosen this collet up right here. Rotate the 0 to the witness mark. And now I know that I'm going to come in 1/16 deep, 062. And I am simply going to mill down to the other side. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to drop the knee down. Turn off my spindle, and just take a look at what I've got going on here. It looks uniform front to back, left to right. It's going to be everything I need to stamp my name inside my name slot. So I'm going to stop here, pull it out, and deburr. You've already seen me on the sanding blocks, but that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit it with the file and take it to the sanding block, and then I'm going to get rid of all of my excess lines. First up, well, correction, I'm going to stamp my name into it, then get rid of my lines. But that's what we should have it looking like when we're done. Okay, I've got my block with my name slot clearly milled out in here. I know other instructors sometimes like you to vise it up. I do not like that. I like using the anvil portion of your vise. And one of the specific things I want to address is, my last name is Love. I'm going to stamp Love inside there. If you'll look, all of the stamps have a notch in there. It goes into there's a stamp holder that's out there available. We don't normally use them. Before I do any of this, I like to lay these out very neatly so I don't have to guess what I'm doing. And I like for all of my notches to line up. Even if it's backwards to the location that I want them, it will still come into, they'll still be lined up together top to bottom. So I am going to simply put these in order and stamp them. And I don't have to beat it to death. I'm just going to tap it with the hammer. L. O. V. E. Came out neat and clean. Trying to get a good view there, but I like how that looks. I know that other people will put them all the way down against the ledge. I have no problem with that, but it looks a little bit off center. I just freehanded that in there, and I think it looks acceptable to me. Okay, that does, with the exception of cleaning that up, that will finish up all the machining. We're going to go to the cleanup stage next, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so we have the wipe down product here, but notice I've still got some discoloration on all the other areas. I'm going to try it with just a red sanding pad first. Red sanding pads remove a modest amount of material. Still got some marks in there. I'm probably not going to like those even when I'm done. I've got a few little marks in here that have lived past the sanding stage. But I think for 30 seconds worth of work, that's a good looking part. Just wipe it down with alcohol. And that is a good piece to turn in. My name in there permanently. All of my holes, you can see I over chamfered that one a little bit. On this side they all came up nice and uniform. No burrs anywhere on the part. Even on my stamp down inside there. A good uniform piece ready to turn in.